Okay, so what exactly am I building? Well, I started this past year, 2025, with the goal of becoming a YouTube star. And by that, I mean that I have the goal of mastering social media and video. I've always liked performing, and that's where the real estate business is going these days. And it will also allow me to work from anywhere if I want a life that looks more like retirement someday. But here's the thing. For the last 20 years or so, I've had jobs that didn't require me to be all that active on social media. So I wasn't. I never really learned how to do it. So here I am at the ripe old age of 63, and I'm starting from scratch. Just a little intimidating. But I tackled it like I tackle every big challenge. I break it down into steps, into bite-sized pieces. I started to research how it works. I started by reading all about it, and I started to gather the gear. And good news, there's surprisingly little of it required these days. And for the better part of the first year, I just kind of thought about it, read about it, wrote it down as a goal, designed the steps, but I didn't really film or post very much. So at the beginning of this year, 2026, I realized two things. Number one, I needed to start actually doing the thing. Okay, obvious, right? But then I realized that I really needed to start thinking about everything in terms of how can I film this? How can I share this? And that was the bigger, more important shift. Because prior to that, I was going about my day, doing my life, thinking about what I needed to get done, not so much thinking about how to share how I was going about it and what I was learning along the way. I still didn't really understand how to actually film stuff, so I started with a course. I've always believed that before I start messing around with something, I want to learn the basics. I want to build a good foundation so that I'm not building bad habits into it right out of the gate. I found a great course called 14-Day Smartphone Filmmaker. Yes, 14-Day Smartphone Filmmaker by contentcreator.com. Anthony Gallo, who runs most of the videos, does a great job of breaking things down into the important steps and explaining it in a very clear, very concise way. He's also a great editor and has lots of examples of how to design a reel so it's interesting, eye-catching, and moves along in a way that keeps the viewer's attention. Highly recommend contentcreator.com if you're thinking about learning video. They have lots of great courses, and you'll learn everything from basic camera settings and shooting angles to lighting and audio, and how to set up a YouTube studio, and most importantly, how to edit. He walks you through all the best gear, editing softwares, where to get all the audio clips and special effects, all that stuff. So, all right, enough about that. So then I watched a lot of content. I mean a lot, and I still do, because it's always changing, especially something like social media, which is constantly evolving. I pick the really good ones, I watch the techniques, and I mimic them until I start to develop my own style and my own voice. I also have utilized ChatGPT quite a bit, not so much in terms of technique, but to help me develop my overall message, my branding, look and feel, and my strategy for how I build this whole business, if you will. What I'm trying to show, who's my audience, what I'm trying to build, who I'm trying to speak to, what I'm trying to say. All right. It's been great for developing roadmaps, and that has saved me a lot of time and clarified the things that I'm thinking, because it seems to get me pretty well. The more you work with it, the more it understands you and your voice. So, all right. Moving along. Now, I'm just starting to produce my own reels where I write the story, do all the shooting, design, editing. So I don't have a lot of content out yet, but I feel good about the content that I'm creating. And they say that your work will at first be really bad and you should just do it anyway. And I do have a lot to learn, but I also didn't want to just post garbage at first. So there's a balance. There's something you have to find for yourself in there. Don't take forever. Don't wait until it's perfect. But do post work that you feel good about, cut yourself a break, find that balance. That makes it a lot more enjoyable along the way. All right, so that's it for now. Until next time, thanks for watching. Please share your journey in the comments. We're all in this together. We'll figure it out as we go along. Cheers.